Hi guys, how we going? So, yeah, let's just get something on here that looks a bit prettier. Da, da, da. So someone sent me a post on Facebook. Let me just see if I can find it. Where are we? Let's just get you guys up. Right, I'm at work, so I'll be listening. Okay, dokie. So I messaged Billy Stanley today, and he gave me a reply. So I just wanted to just quickly read the last 3 pages of chapter 11, because I missed it. Then I'm going to go on to my topic. It gives you guys a chance. Was it chapter 11? I'm pretty sure it was. Let me just double check. How is everyone? Hi, Jimmy. Let me just double check what chapter we did. So I'm going to read something off Facebook that was to do with Priscilla. Surprise, surprise. And it relates to Billy Stanley. So I did ask Billy Stanley the question, and he did give me an answer, which I like. So let me just double check. The last chapter we read, let me just get it up. Contents. I think, was it 11? There we go. Chapter 10 is on here. Yes, it could have been the last few pages of chapter 10. I wanted to read them. Let me just double check. Contents. Right. So right, the builders. Right. Yeah, it is. It's the last. Right, Ella. Shh. Hey. Stop it. Stop it. So, come on. Right. Forget about the builders, Ella. Forget about the builders. Right, so that's now. Come on. So we've got the builders in. They've got about an hour left. So who we got here then? Debbie, Francis, Lorna. Francis hasn't been on for a bit, has she? Elizabeth. Obviously, a few more of you will join. We're definitely on. Are we definitely on defending Elvis? I think we are. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? So I just want to read. The dogs have distracted me. Now, where have I put the book? Let me get the book. Here we go. I'm just going to read the last 3 pages of chapter 10. Then we're going to read something else that was on Facebook that's to do with Priscilla. I think Emily was one of the ones that sent it me. Is Emily on? Let's have a look. Let me just make sure I've told Emily we're live. Emily. I think I told her. Right. Okay. Right. I think I've told all the usual people. So let's get chapter. Where are we? Of course, Billy's asked me to read this book. I love the fact he's asked me to read this book. I've loved reading this book. So we did read most of chapter 10. I did miss a little bit of it. Right. So let's do that last bit. Another word Elvis couldn't stand for hate. One time he told me, think about the word, Billy, and what it means. It's the opposite of love. No, we've read that bit. Let me just go to the bit. Oh, here we are. Hate someone or something means... Right, come on. Right, that's enough. It's enough. Come on. That's enough. Stop. You have to stop it now. Come on. No. Shh. That's enough. Shh. Okay. Right, come on, Ozzy, don't go in another room. Come on, just forget it. Forget them. Forget the builders. Forget the builders. Forget them. They're not here There we go. Can't see him now, can you? Right, that's enough. No more. Okay, we're back. We're back. Let's just read this a little bit. Hate someone or something means you have no heart, no soul. You are empty of feeling. He continued, one should go through life with hate. No one should go through life with hate. It will only lead to you down and lonely. It will only lead you down a lonely path, dark path. Only love can make everything okay. It will make your days better, not only for Elvis, but for those around you. Love is the answer, Billy. Elvis had another saying, you X-ray vision when you talk to someone. He wanted us to look on the inside of a person, not the outside. He taught me to never look at anyone's skin or what kind of clothes they wear. I remember him saying, that's not important, Billy. That what's important. Then, right, sorry, guys, I need to concentrate. Then, what is most important? He put his hands up to his chest over his heart and said, this is what's important. That's what you look for. When I look at somebody, I see a person who is God's child. We are all God's children. It doesn't matter what skin color they have. That's why Elvis was saddened and deeply hurt when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis. He was ashamed of the city that he loved so much. He said, from now on, whenever you mention Elvis, it will always be associated with a tragic event. I can see how that bothered him. But, guys, this isn't the bit I want to read. This is the wrong bit. Let's get it right. Come on. You've already read this bit. Let's get it. Let's find the right bit. Come on. Right, okay. I got it. Here we are. This is the bit. This is it. I think, let me just get it right. Okay. On December the 3rd, 1968, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NBC viewers tuned in to witness something they hadn't seen in 7 years, a live Elvis performance. Colonel Parker approached NBC over a year earlier to negotiate a Christmas special. He knew Elvis was wanting to get back to doing live music, and this was a way to do it without organizing a live concert. The Colonel had come to the network with specific ideas about the special, but Elvis balked at the thought of just doing a Christmas Carol themed show. However, Steve Binder, the director, said, let's do it in a different way. His idea was to make Elvis more relevant musically. After much discussion, Elvis and Steve, Colonel's producer, Bob Finkel, NBC, they all finally agreed on an approach. The special was officially titled Singer Presents. Elvis and showcased the King's performance in 3 scenarios. In the round with a small acoustic band, in the round by himself. Does that make sense? It's the big circle thing, the stage, isn't it, guys? And in-stage musical numbers. There was a lot of value in having him on television, but the special was also an experiment to see if he still had the Elvis magnetism that he once had. Could he draw a crowd of television viewers? Yeah, we all know the answer to that, guys. The answer was clear, yes. The program was a massive hit and became a turning point in Elvis's career. The program became known as the 68 Comeback Special, but Elvis never liked the title. I remember one time when we were at the gates of Graceland and Elvis was signing autographs. A lady said, love your comeback special. Elvis replied, I don't know what they mean by comeback, honey. I never went away. I think it's a great name, but yeah. Indeed, not only had Elvis not gone away, but his presence was growing ever stronger. The NBC special showed Elvis and millions of others that he still had it, that there was still a vast market for his live performances. Where was this most obvious place to start doing the live performances? Vegas, naturally. Elvis had flopped in Vegas before, so there was a bit of concern back in 1956. Cola Parker had set him up in Vegas, hoping to get him national attention. But in the 1950s, Vegas was still for Sinatra town. They still loved Sinatra, but the world had changed since then. 13 years later, in 1969, could Elvis make it work? He did. He not only made it work, it was a stunning success. Elvis booked 2 shows a night for a month at the New Hilton. No performer had ever done that. He set a bar so high for the entertainers that most of them couldn't keep up with it. That was typically the case for Elvis. No matter what he did, he usually the first entertainer to do it. He was the first huge music star to transition to movies. The first to wear a lot of jewelry, a trend that was later adopted by rap artists. And the first to do an acoustic set on a small stage in around decades before MTV began its Unplugged series. Elvis could never rest on his laurels. He could never be content doing the same thing year after year. He had too much love for the fans and for the talent God gave him to stand still. The second half of the 1960s was a challenging time for Elvis. He was tired and creatively frustrated, even though he wanted to be done with making movies long before he was. He honored his contracts while also making plans to get back to live concerts. Elvis often prayed on the supernatural strength and guidance of the prophet Isaiah and talked about Isaiah 40:28 and 31. I think this is a section of that, guys. Do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will now grow tired and weary, tired or weary, and his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. No, they will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Elvis was getting ready to soar again, personally and professionally. But unlike an eagle, he did not take to the skies alone. He preferred the company of his friends and family and was willing to do whatever was necessary to keep them safe. Okay, guys, that brings us to chapter 12, which is Stand By Me. We're obviously we just read the last few pages of chapter 11, which I think we missed out on. But this isn't why I'm here. I'm here to read something about Priscilla. I think Emily was one of the people that sent this to me. Let me just get it up. So something was on Facebook, and it's to do with Priscilla. And she's talking about meeting Michael Edwards. Yeah. Now there's a section in this that I needed an answer to from Billy, because the Stanley brothers are brought up. Something happened with Priscilla. So I want to read this, and then when we get to the Billy Stanley section with Dave and Rick, I think Dee might be mentioned. The question comes up. I sent a message to Billy. Do you mind answering? No, Tina, Giona. Do you mind answering this question? And Billy graciously has given me an answer, but I want to give you the answer to that in a second, guys. Right, so this is about the meeting of Priscilla and Michael Edwards, the person who allegedly abused poor Lisa Marie. We have to say it's alleged. We have to say it's an opinion for entertainment purposes. But you know how it goes, guys. So I want to thank Billy for letting me read his book. I love reading his book. I love Billy's family. I think he's great. I did want to just mention something. Who we got on? Let's have a look. Hi, Dan. I did want to just mention something, guys. I've had to block someone. I cannot stand blocking people. I really do not want to block people. For me, blocking someone is something I go out of my way to not do. Yeah? It's the last thing I want to do. But if someone is going to be blatantly rude to me and start posting stuff about me on the Facebook Messenger, which they were, I have to block them. I only ask one thing. I put a lot of time into the live streams, 5-6 hours a day. I do this because I love to do it. I do this because I want to do it. I love defending Elvis. I love defending Lisa. I love defending, obviously, the bloodline. Yeah, I love what I do. I don't do this for money. There's no money here. Making someone sending me a coffee or a few dollars, it's not money. It's just a thank you. I do this because I want to do it. I do it from the heart. I do it in a kind way. I am extremely polite. I'm extremely polite, friendly. I'm very welcoming to new people. I'm very friendly and welcoming to new people. Anyone joins us, I always say, welcome, we're pleased to know you. I'm very well mannered. I won't allow people to be rude to me. If anyone is rude to me, I will block them. Yeah. If someone starts posting comments because they're angry, I will block them. So I'm not going to mention a name, but that person is blocked. Yeah. I'm not here for money. I'm here for love. I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to be with Team Elvis. I want us to enjoy each other's company. We're a good bunch. We are a nice, friendly bunch. Yeah. We're very respectful to everybody, to each other. It's all kindness. That person just crossed the line. I want to say anyone rude to me, I will block them. I'm not here to be picked on. I'm not here to be picked on and called names. Yeah. So that person's probably watching now. You owe me an apology. There's no need to be rude. Anyway, I was only friendly to you. Okay. Right. Let's start reading. A very interesting article that's been shared on many Elvis sites of late. So this has been making the rounds. I want to thank the people that sent me this. I think Emily was one of them. Thank you, Emily. Oh, I know, guys, I know you do. I know you do. Come on, we appreciate each other. I just don't understand people. They get a little bit angry. They get irritated. They think they can tell me what to do. Tell me what, the topics I pick to discuss are my choice. They're my choice. I won't be forced to do things. I will decide what we do because that is my prerogative because it's my channel. Now, of course, when you guys are sending me requests, when you guys are asking me to cover different topics, I do, I keep an open mind because the topics change, but I still will do things my way. I won't be forced to do things. I won't be pressured into do things. And if I don't do the things that people tell me to do, it doesn't mean they can be rude to me. It doesn't mean they can be rude to me. So it's pretty simple, guys. Come on. I spent 5-6 hours a day doing this 7 days a week. Let's be nice to Louis. I think I get enough flack from the trolls, don't I? I get enough flack from trolls. Yeah, I shouldn't be getting it from a member of Team Elvis. Yeah. So, okay, guys, it's all good. I forgive that person. I forgive that person, but they're not welcome here. Right. Let's read it. Oh, thanks, Jimmy. That's kind. And I appreciate you guys joining me every day. I really do. I love it. Right. So, Elvis and Priscilla, Life Goes On, Part 5. In June 1978, Priscilla marked the end of her several-year relationship with Elvis by giving a coming-out party with a 1950s theme at her house on Summit Drive. One of those guests that night brought a friend, a soft-spoken, devastatingly handsome male model named Michael Edwards. Priscilla lusted for Mike at the first glance, and with one dance, she thought he was from Europe and where he had spent time. She was thrilled to learn that he was a model, something that she wanted to be with Priscilla. Priscilla overheard that Edward's agent was Nina Blancard, who had rejected her the year before. She figured that Michael Edwards was able to help her with her career. Priscilla and Michael had an erotic pull to each other that they both found dangerously seductive. She promptly cancelled her trip to New Guinea with Ellie Ezer, I think that was one of her boyfriends, wasn't it? Ellie Ezer, who had excited her life and was busy with his own career, in order to pursue her new infatuation, Michael Edwards. Oh, thanks, Linda. Right, right. Michael, the quintessential bad boy, drugs, sex, and rock and roll, appealed to the bad girl part of Priscilla's split personality. In an interview, she told about her relationship with Edwards. There's an edge there, and there's a side of me that is a bit attracted to that edge. And I know that's a big part that I was attracted to. He was adventurous, being a model. There's this part of him that was there's a rawness there, and I'm really attracted to that. Part of Michael Edwards was attracted to Priscilla, not because she had been married to Elvis, so that he could possess the king's wife, but having felt a deep fascination with Elvis Presley's from boyhood on. When Priscilla started dating him, she had no clue that he was bisexual. Guys, did you know Michael Edwards was bisexual? Priscilla and Michael, by his description, tended to be repressed until they drink. Then they would lose some of their inhibitions. During a wine-fueled weekend at a little house on fire, Michael took a series of nude photos of Priscilla. He considered that Priscilla on the pics are the true her. With her barriers down, wrinkles and all, there was still that imaginary line that she had drawn at age 4 to keep the real Priscilla in reserve. Priscilla's mask included makeup. She was rarely seen even in private without the disguise of cosmetics, carefully painting her lips to define her cupid bow, as if her life would suddenly crumble if she should ever look less than flawless. With Michael Edwards, Priscilla fulfilled her lifetime longing to travel around the world and explore her adventurous side. Priscilla recalls, he introduced me to life, really eating from coconut shells in Samoa, going to the ocean and catching your own fish, cleaning it, making soup, eating it out of coconut bowls, and having the natives make your spoons from the trees. He introduced me to a very primitive type of life. Sorry, guy. Right. Where are we? Making soup, eating at random school. But the price of her own freedom and self-realizations were that she never was around when Lisa was little, always pawning her off on the housekeeper or her sister, Misha, or whoever. With Michael Edwards, Priscilla had lunged into a fast life of sex and drugs and airplanes and alcohol and non-stop partying. She even tried cocaine because Mike at the time was a heavy user. She and Michael lived the sexually dangerous lifestyle that she had only imagined. Priscilla's other fascination with Michael Edwards beyond the sexual was the status of the expertise in the modelling and acting profession, a goal to which she had rededicated herself. Once she was past the chaos and confusion surrounding Elvis's death, she began, as she had in her quest to become Mrs. Elvis Presley, by inventing a new persona. This time was Priscilla's Presley, the actress, Michael Edwards' agent, and Nina told Priscilla, who came in with Michael, she had perfect features but was too short to model, but she could do commercials. Edwards arranged for a photographer friend of his to take Priscilla's first commercial photos. But before the session, he had serious conversation with her, asking her if she wanted to go into this. You don't know what fame is. It's going to get you. Priscilla, I'll grab you and you will change. Edwards told her, and she said, no, I won't. How can you tell me that, Michael? I've been around Elvis all my life. But Edwards continued, no, the spotlight was never on you. Once that light on you, and sorry, I'm struggling to read this. It's very small print. Once that light on you and you start doing things, you'll change. And I knew what I'm saying because I've been in it and seen what it did to me. With those first publicity stills, Priscilla made the decision to use a professional name, Priscilla Bulow Presley. Because of the value of his name, the Presley name was, after Elvis's death, more cognizant than ever. After the beginning of her career, she dropped her maiden name and used only the name Priscilla Presley. When questioned, so this is interesting, guys, because this is when she starts using the name Presley, yeah? Priscilla Presley instead of Priscilla Bulow Presley. When questioned, she says it is because of Lisa Marie, she uses the last name Presley. Priscilla also had a child from her year-long lover, Marco Garibaldi. So I'm confused about that. Year-long lover, Marco Garibaldi. And there never seemed to be a worry that her son did not share the last name. I'm a bit confused about that bit. The last name as his mother. It seems self-serving to many fans that Priscilla went back to using the name Presley after the death of Elvis, and an outright lie to say that she did it for Lisa. She certainly did not care about her son going through life illegitimate and with some different name. From there is only one reason she took back the name, the Presley name, fame and fortune. Sadly, Elvis' beloved only child, Lisa Marie, was the unintentional victim of Priscilla cyberactic lifestyle with Michael Edwards. She was a lonely girl at 10 and 11. Also, she had more problems, most of them centering on her identity as Elvis Presley's only child. She didn't know whether her friends were friends of her or for who she was. And I can see that, can't she? Yeah. People want to know her because Elvis. A dilemma that surely Elvis had all his life too. Priscilla began pursuing a modelling and acting career, and furiously as she had pursued Elvis at 14 years, things began to happen once Priscilla assembled her entourage made up of William Morris agents, a personal manager, and the independent scouts that she had prowling the industry to find her contract, making her a star. Producers and Hugh Hefner saw Priscilla Presley as a name that would elicit attention and interest from the public. Shortly afterwards, she got her first major contract as a spokesmodel for Weller Balsam, because it was Priscilla Presley represents Weller Balsam. So we've all seen the footage, Priscilla being interviewed about promoting Weller. There's some good interviews on there in the late 70s, I think, that shows Priscilla on YouTube. Vernon Presley, who never got over the death of his only son, was appointed from Elvis as the executor of his estate and had directed Vernon appoint whomever he chose to succeed him upon his death. The other two executors were the National Bank of Commerce in Memphis and his accountant Joseph Hanks, and Vernon Presley's decision reached when he was in ill health and knew he was dying, would forever, after the course of Elvis Presley's estate, the image and likeness, and be done of the more controversial actions of his life. His choice upon great reflection was Priscilla. So basically, Vernon, we don't really know all the circumstances, chooses Priscilla. This is what gives her almighty power. Vernon Presley died on June the 26th, 1979. The key to Vernon Presley's otherwise inexplicable choice was Lisa Marie, the sole heir after his mother, Minnie Mae. The death of Beecher Smith, the Presley's attorney, represented the estate and discussed with Vernon whom to appoint as his successor. And Lisa Marie's best interest became the paramount question after Vernon knew that his health was declining. Beecher Smith, Vernon knew that Priscilla could get competent assistance when she needed it, and he trusted her to do what she needed to do as the mother. Obviously, we have strong feelings about this, don't we, guys? Yeah? This is a very, very long article, this guy, so I might have to come back and do a part 2. Let me see how much. Let's have a look. Where are we? Let's keep going, yeah? Other evidence suggests that Priscilla embraced her new power from the outset. At Vernon's funeral, she was already seeking releases from the Stanleys. Right, listen to this section, guys, because I've messaged Billy and he's given me a reply, yeah? Other evidence suggests that Priscilla embraced her new power from the outset. At Vernon's funeral, she was already seeking releases from the Stanley. Do we know about this? She wanted a release from the Stanley brothers, Ricky, Billy, and Dave, is it? I think. She was already seeking releases from the Stanley brothers for the right to market home movies. So she wanted a release so she could market these home movies. Now, I've asked Billy Stanley, and he said it's true. He said it is true. This section I'm going to read to you now is true. She was already seeking releases from the Stanley brothers for the right to market the home movies in which they appeared, and she seemed willing to go to extraordinary lengths to obtain them. She told the Stanleys at Vernon's funeral service that she wanted to sell the home footage for a TV special, and she apparently promised them that they would be paid if they signed and if the movies were sold. So basically, she said to them, look, sign these releases. If I sell these movies to do this TV special, I'll give you some money. Okay? After Vernon was buried, Priscilla invited the 3 Stanley brothers to a Mexican restaurant in Memphis where she swept Elvis stories and ordered an extra bottle of wine for them to keep. The seduction of the Stanleys continued throughout the night. She took the 3 brothers bar hopping and suggested they stopped at Graceland's for a quick skinny dip before she left for LA. So we've all heard about this. They went skinny dipping in Elvis's pool, yeah? There's rumours that more happened. I'm not going to say if it's true or not, but Billy did confirm to me that this did happen. That they didn't get any money. This did happen. They did not get any money. Ricky Stanley had to catch a plane for Florida. David and Billy, Priscilla's sister, Misha, accepted the invitation. By the time she caught her plane to LA, Priscilla had her sign a release. She sold the home movies soon afterwards for a large sum of money, but she never compensated the Stanleys. So she basically seduced the three boys that would have been quite young, in my opinion, promised them money, sold them the home movies, made a lot of money, and didn't give the boys a penny. You know, I have to say it's opinions for entertainment purposes, but Billy has confirmed that it's true. He has confirmed it's true. So that's it, guys. I have to end it there. But, do you know what I mean, guys? A bit of naughty wrongdoing. So I've got to go shopping, but, you know, I'm disappointed with Vernon's decision. I suppose he was in a difficult place because there was a debt to Graceland. Priscilla obviously is the mother of Lisa Marie. So he didn't have that many choices, did he? When he agreed to give power to Priscilla, basically, which ultimately she had ultimate power in the end, didn't she, of Graceland? She couldn't believe everything was falling into place for her. So, so basically, she was very clever, very cunning. She manipulated a lot of situations. Things went her way. And because of it, she had 40 years, more or less, of power. Yeah, the whole thing with Marco Garibaldi, I'm a bit unsure about that. Obviously, we don't know what year this is. So, when this was written, maybe they haven't been together long. So, you know, we know they stayed together for 22 years, and they may have even had a marriage. Might have met. So, I'm just quickly checking. I just think Priscilla, once she became single and powerful, and the world was at her feet, she wanted everything. Fortune, fame, to be on TV, to be in movies, to be a model, obviously to make more money, have, boyfriends. She loved power. To launch the museum, she loved power. She was thrown into the Elvis world, but this time she was in charge. So she couldn't believe it. I actually believe she couldn't believe the power that she had. She literally couldn't believe it. So let's have a look. Sorry, I just got to check this message a minute, guys. Okay, guys, so I just want you to go, I'll try and come back on later. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I do have to go. I've got to go shopping, and I've got to try and squeeze in a dog walk. So thanks for joining me. Not too long live stream. I'll be back. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Appreciate all of you. Take it easy, guys. Gotta go.